Hi everybody and welcome back. My name is Sarah Harris and today I wanted to discuss with you our relationships to our body, otherwise known as body awareness. So to me, our bodies never lie and we can use them as a great way to navigate our health and well-being if we choose to pay attention to them. So what is your relationship with your body? Are you aware of it, where it is in space, more importantly, how it moves when you're exercising, moving about, or even your current posture as you're watching this vlog? So if we aren't able to understand and feel how our bodies are operating, we may not be moving very well or efficiently. More importantly, we could be setting ourselves up for injuries as our joints, muscles, ligaments, and tendons prefer to be aligned. So a healthy joint optimizes all of the axes of rotation or movement to avoid compression and shear force. And what I mean by shear force, if you think about your vertebrae, they are stacked one on top of another. So we've got compression, and too much compression is going to create things like herniated discs. But we also have something which is called shear force, and that's when the vertebrae kind of do this, which is not very healthy. We want them to make sure they're stacked where they can rotate properly, they can flex, they can extend, but we don't want that sort of sliding and that compressive force on our vertebrae. So do you have any nagging neck, shoulder, hip, or lower back pain? And how do you know that the way you're working with your current exercise program or simply how you move your body is healthy? So as a movement specialist, I really love going into gyms when I travel because I can see what people are doing with their bodies. And I can say that I would say there's a large percentage of the people that I see in there that aren't optimally aligned, putting heavy load through their body and with little body awareness. Not everybody, but I do see a large portion of the population in there not working efficiently with their body. The other thing I see when I'm walking about is people running, and I would say 90% of the runners I see aren't, first of all, they're putting 7 times their body weight, up to 7 times their body weight into their joints when they're running on cement. And you can imagine that if their joints aren't aligned, they're not going to be moving very efficiently, and they're not going to be able to dissipate that load that's going through those joints very well either. So over time, you can imagine how this could lead to things like disc herniation, knee, shoulder, hip replacements, and a host of other musculoskeletal challenges. Yet, I have a solution for you. Simply just start to pay attention to your body. So I'm going to offer you in this next little clip a few optimal and suboptimal movement patterns. And then I'm going to give you 2 ways that you can start to connect to your body and become aware of it. So here are 2 ways you can connect to your lower body, in particular your pelvis, and your upper body. We're going to focus on the humerus, which is the bone coming out of your shoulder, and also your scapula, which sit on the back and move across the rib cage. So the objective of these exercises is just basically just to tune in, feel the movement. Is it smooth and easy? Am I able to do it? Or is it cumbersome, difficult, and is it different from one side to the next? Okay, let's start with your pelvis. We're going to try and get your pelvis moving independently of all the other joints of the body. If there's any pain in this movement, don't do it. But the first one we're going to do is, I call it the Daffy Duck Pink Panther. So you're going to stick your bum out and you're going to tuck it under. Now, there will be a little bit of movement in your lumbar spine, but mostly we want to just isolate it to your hips. So as you do this, it's tucking the bum under, flaring it out. And you can see I'm not really moving from any other place in the body, okay? So you want to do that about 10 times. Then you're going to rotate your pelvis over your thigh without moving much of the body. Of course, the upper body is going to move, but it's more like a cylinder. So the spine stays pretty straight, your head stays pretty straight, and you can feel how you're rotating your pelvis over to the left, and you can feel it how it rotates over your thigh bone. Okay, let's try the other side. So you're going to rotate over to the right, and I feel a little stickiness on this side. So I know I need to do some work to get that more balanced. Good. And we can feel like we're just rotating the whole body. Sorry, in the head too. I was looking at you, but you want to take your head with you. Okay. Last one you're going to do is in this plane of motion, which is called the frontal plane. You're going to lift your hip up and settle it down. So I try and not bend my knees. Most people when they do this bend their knees to compensate. But you can see how I'm moving from my hip, and it's always helpful to place your hands on here. And again, don't do anything, don't force it, never anything painful. We always want to be good with be kind to our joints, I should say. Okay? Now the last one we're going to do is we're going to look at the shoulder. So I'm just going to give you two easy exercises, one for the shoulder joint and one for the scapula, which are the shoulder blades that sit on the back of your rib cage. So this one can be difficult. So again, if you can't lift your arms out to 90 degrees, I'll offer something different in a moment. But what I'm going to get you to do is you're going to externally rotate the arms, internally rotate the arms. And what you're trying to do is think about it from this bone, not from your hands, not from your lower arm bone. We want to think about the upper arm bone. And we don't want to be moving the neck. We don't want to be moving the shoulder blades too much. You want to feel, and I'm moving my shoulder blades there, you want to feel like you're just getting it in the joint, the shoulder joint. Very nourishing to the shoulder joint. If you can't do it like that, you just drop your hands and we just do internal, external here, okay? And again, I'm moving my shoulder blades a bit, so I'm noticing. Yeah, I still have some work to do myself on these ones, okay? Now you're gonna drop your hands down. Next one we're going to do is for your shoulder blades. So you're just going to think of what we call elevation of the shoulder blade and then pulling it down, right? So we elevate and we depress. Good. And again, we want to try and keep the body and the spine from moving and not bending at the arms to pull those shoulders up, okay? Next, you're going to go into retraction, pulling them back, and protraction, pulling them apart. Now, I want you to see, and here I am moving a little too much, so I want to just move my scapula without moving too much of anything else. You will get a little bit of movement through the spine, but trying to keep everything quiet and just isolate and feel where those shoulder blades are. Good. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for next month's vlog. It's Body Awareness Part 2. It's going to be feeling your food. So here you're going to learn how to hear the body's language on how well you're digesting, assimilating, and eliminating the food that you eat. So stay tuned. And if you found this helpful, please pass it on to your family and friends, and we'll see you next time.